This video is all about what you can do when you want to have fun and loosen up in your painting style. I experiment with texture and combining different types of drawing and painting media. The video is in real time and I talk about what happens on the way, including surprising effects and results. Usually when I buy canvases, they're pre-stretched, but sometimes I also buy in really big rolls and then cut out the size I want so that I can work on it and stretch it later myself. This does sometimes leave me with some scraps of canvas. I'm very careful to try and avoid any pieces, but sometimes the sizes I'm working with do that I actually end up with these long rolls of very thin strips of canvas. This is pure linen canvas, so it's very good quality, and I don't want it going to waste. And I've been collecting them for a while, not sure what I was going to use them for. So I decided let's do some experiments on these. The very long ones, I could possibly use them almost like you would one of these concertina sketchbooks. I don't know if you've seen those long sketchbooks that you can fold out. So I thought I might be able to do something similar with these long strips of canvas. I cut a couple of pieces of this loose canvas here, and I want to try out some different techniques that I haven't tried on canvas before. So I thought this would be a great way to test things out, how they techniques I haven't tried on canvas, how will they behave when on a canvas versus paper. Today I'm going to try some charcoal and some soft pastels on canvas to see how they react and how I like working on this loose canvas. So I got some charcoal, willow charcoal here in different widths and sizes. As I'm gonna put on my gloves because this might make a real mess. So I saw this technique by the artist Louise Fletcher. She's on YouTube as well, and an excellent artist and art instructor. So I'm not going to take credit for this idea because I saw it on her channel first. She put this willow charcoal on a piece of scrap paper like this. And then she added some water. So I have a bucket of water over here with a brush. So let me just wet the charcoal, and then she turned the charcoal piece over, and I'm gonna see how this works. It doesn't look like it's really sticking very well on this canvas, but it does create some interesting effects, that's for sure. Maybe I will need to use kind of a stronger. Let me try another one over here. Another piece. Probably needs to be a lot more intense, perhaps. I don't have any other types of charcoal, but if you do, you could definitely try that. And then I'll put some water on here. I really like the effects I saw that she achieved doing this technique. Again, I'll leave a link to her to the video below the channel here, so you can go take a look. This is very unpredictable, and it doesn't at all get the kinds of marks that I was thinking it would, but I like it. I like this unpredictability, and somehow it reminds me a bit of watercolor, granulating watercolor, the effect here. Let me see if I can get a bit more of this very dark. So I'm obviously getting different types of marks if I was to use the charcoal directly on the canvas. So let's try this out. Yes, it's quite interesting. I want to try the charcoal directly on here as well, just to see the types of marks that I can get. I really, really love this. It's starting definitely to look very much like granulating watercolors, which I absolutely love. I've been thinking about ways to achieve that in my work on canvas. So this might be one way of achieving that, actually. Let me get a little bit more of this dark thing. Let me use another paper. I'm probably being a bit too stingy using paper. I'm always trying to avoid wasting anything, so I'm going to reuse this as much as possible. Get some really nice dark colors in here. Okay, let's see. I would like a bit more dark colors over here and over here. Oh yeah. Very interesting. I wonder if you could use a brush to kind of lead. No, you cannot. It's removing the paint. Interesting. Just gonna use a bit of this charcoal and get some marks in here. I always like working with contrasts, so very fluid paint like this, and then contrast it with something with very clear lines and very opposite and very different in its expression. So let me get a little bit of water on here. Using water on top of charcoal actually helps to somewhat seal it in. I'm gonna remove some of the water here, I think, with some paper towel. Obviously, I don't want to remove too much of this. Oh, this paper towel is making an interesting set of marks on here also. Let me try it up here. It's not that clear. I do see some larger specks of, or like pieces almost of charcoal here. Maybe I'll just leave those in place until they dry up. What I saw Louise doing in her video was also using some soft pastel. I think they might achieve a similar look to this charcoal. using a very pure color would probably stand out really well against this black and white. So let's get a very pure color here. I have this very spring green color, so I'm gonna, hopefully you can see it here, I'm gonna put some of it on this piece of scrap paper, and I'll put some water on here. It's probably a little bit too much water. Anyway, let's see how it looks. Oh, yes, it's making a real big blob over here. I really like the way it's granulating on here. I wonder if I can get that effect stronger than that. Oof, yes. Okay, I just have to be maybe a little bit bolder in my... The canvas is quite wet, so I'm obviously moving the paint around. Again, look at this lovely texture happening around here. I feel there's a lot of things going on. I don't really like what I did over here. See if I can kind of lift it off a little bit so it's not as intense. That works quite well. Again, these are test pieces, so I'm testing out how these materials, they interact with the canvas, the surface, and the sort of support. The funny thing is, I already see some abstract landscapes in these. So what I'll do now is probably I'll let this dry and then see how it looks once it's dry, and then I could add maybe some other elements to it. But let it dry now and have a look and see. The 2 strips of canvas are dry now, and it actually took quite a while for the water I used to evaporate, but now it's all dry. But I see that the charcoal and the pastel, it's not fixed, so I would probably need to use some kind of spray fixative to seal the marks in a bit. But I really like these types of marks that I got. I think they have this very nice abstract quality to them. I even got a bear lurking over here in the back. While these things were drying, I tried out the technique on paper, which is what I saw also Louise doing. And I actually think these turned out a lot better. So this technique seems to work best on paper. But of course, I could go on experimenting and trying different things, but definitely the freedom of mark making and the spontaneity that you're able to have and to use working like this is great for developing ideas or just testing out colors and color combinations. I will link to Louise's video below as she dives into more ways to use this technique and some excellent demonstration of how she uses it in her own work. I could probably go on layering here for quite a while, but I would want to fix the marks I already made just to make sure that they don't smudge or interfere with the successive layers. So go ahead, use your scraps of paper, your scraps of canvas, try out some wild ideas, and test out some new techniques that you come up with on your own. I really, I guess I've always been a very curious person, and interested in how things react and how to test things out for myself. I think it's interesting, and it really goes in other areas of my life as well. In the way I garden and my greenhouse, I'm always testing ways to do companion planting or new color combinations in my flower beds. So let your passion for color and mark making or anything guide your explorations. If you want to step into painting looser and making your painting routine more fun and enjoyable, don't forget to download your copy of the free guide, 5 Proven Ways to Loosen Up Your Painting Style. The guide has my top 5 tips to transform your painting style, so grab your copy of the guide via the link below this video.